This video is a professional audit of a report the National Traffic Highway Safety Administration, NHTSA, published in March of 2022. The report, HS 813-273 is about a crash involving a 2010 Texas edition Silverado. This report was authored by Crash Research and Analysis Incorporated. We give this report a grade of F-. This report is a perfect example of how the facts can be misrepresented to the public to obfuscate the truth to the benefit of a few. Reports like this misrepresent information that can ultimately allow deadly defects such as unintended acceleration to be undiscovered. The author CRA fabricated information to create a fictional version of the events. I am going to be showing some of the information is false and what information that can be proven with police reports and images. This is in no way all the false information in this report or information publicly stated about the crash, only what is the easiest for people to understand. Part 1, Seatbelts. On page 18 of the CRA report it states, the driver remained restrained by the manual seatbelt system and in the driver's seat position as the Chevrolet came to final rest. The webbing of the driver's seatbelt system was cut in locations and he was assisted from the vehicle by arriving law enforcement and emergency response personnel. The driver received on-scene treatment, but was not medically transported from the crash scene. On page 13 it shows these two images. To prove this false, I am showing these images of the seatbelts taken by the police post-crash. This clearly show the seatbelts were not cut to remove the driver and passenger from the vehicle. My opinion is this was to give the illusion the driver and passenger were unconscious post-crash, which is not true. The fact is, witness state the driver got out of the vehicle, ran to the van and started screaming, "Oh God, oh God." Part 2, Pre-crash driving pattern. Page 3 and 4 of the report states, based on video surveillance footage from businesses and commercial establishments along the roadway, the law enforcement agency's investigation of the crash ultimately determined the Chevrolet traveled southbound at speeds in excess of 129 km per hour 80 miles per hour for a distance of at least 3 km 2 miles prior to reaching the location of where the crash occurred. Witnesses made recorded statements to the law enforcement agency that they saw the Chevrolet weaving in and out of traffic at high speeds. This information was fabricated by CRA and does not agree with the police report or witness statements. The police report states video obtained from Walgreens 1015 South Federal Highway showed the 2010 Chevy Silverado traveling along the roadway with the flow of traffic. The Chevy Silverado was maintaining the speed of vehicles in the area. Video obtained from Schumacher Delray 2102 Federal Highway we also reviewed. Footage at this location show the Chevy was driving at a high rate of speed. This means the Silverado suddenly accelerated leading up to the crash and was not driving reckless until this suddenly happened. Near Linton, about 0.6 miles before the crash, witnesses state the Chevy accelerated rapidly, swerved onto the grassy swale and passed cars on the grass and became airborne as it re-entered the roadway. Upon re-entry of the road, the Silverado started weaving in and out of traffic and accelerating. When the lanes were blocked, the Silverado was seen entering the turn lane where the image appears. The driver attempted to drive over the center median, struck the curb in the left lane, became airborne and impacted the van. Witness corroborate the statement as well as the marks on the curb. The driver was in no way observed by anyone driving reckless at any point before it started suddenly accelerating. There were several other claims about the driving pattern in the report that were false. Part 3, Vehicle speed. It is stated the vehicle speed was up to 107 miles per hour based on a tire size of 35 and other various incorrect factors. Part 4, Throttle stuck. The CRA report stated the Chevrolet's throttle moved freely in the throttle body, and its operation was not restricted or otherwise impeded. When the vehicle was inspected by the police, the throttle was found sticking. When the throttle was inspected September 8, 2019, this image was taken. It would stay in whatever position it was open to. Part 5, no floor mats or other objects. The CRA stated the Chevrolet's foot controls operated freely and without restriction. Despite the missing rubber padding and corresponding exposed metal surface of the brake pedal, there were no objects in contact with or adjacent to the foot controls to interfere with or otherwise impede their operation. This is not true. The Silverado had a floor mat and other objects in the footwell leading up to the crash. And the rubber padding was in the truck, and the driver's shoes and other objects were found around the pedals post-crash. Part 6, statements to police. The CRA also made a statement about the vehicle to local law enforcement that was used against the driver to build a criminal case, such as comments about the throttle. Section 7, the report states there was no evidence found during the course of the PSI investigation to support the claim of unintended acceleration. Well, these are some of the things that were found post-crash that he did not include in his report.